This is Imam Asif from the Worcester Islamic Center, and I have a couple of questions for him. The first question is, do you feel as though Muslim stereotypes affect many people?
Yeah, actually, not only Muslims. Let us just start with generally, regardless of faith. Whenever any community is marginalized, people usually stereotype, and then they will going to gauge the one person personality and character, and they will paint the entire community from where he or she is. So yes, right now it's happening against all the minorities in US, whether it's African American, whether it's Latino, or whether it's actually Muslim community. So yeah, it does affect.
Mm-hmm. Second question I have is, how do you deal with ignorance towards Islam?
Well, I deal in a very unique way. You might be surprised because I am an imam of the Muslim community, like a clergy, a leader of Muslim community. So I actually take this as an opportunity. I get random calls from non-Muslim friends. I get random questions when I'm in Walmart or malls. And because of this hate, people are curious and they ask more about Islam. And I find it as an opportunity to teach people, to educate people, which I could not have done if this hatred was not spread. So I personally find it fascinating that at least people are inquiring about Islam.
Mm-hmm. And in what ways do people misunderstand Islam?
Well, there are many ways. Right now, it's an undeniable fact that Islam is the most misunderstood religion, courtesy of the false media perception which is being created by some of the media outlets. But there are a few major misunderstandings. First is Islam is a violent religion. ISIS, Al Qaeda, Taliban. So that's first is that every Muslim is a terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
Second is that the Muslims subjugate or degrade women because we ask them to have a veil, or we ask them to have taken hijab, that's head covering. And so these are the basic things, and then the people have misunderstanding about the Sharia law. So these are the basic community level misunderstanding which people have about Islam, which is actually not true.
Mm-hmm. And what can you do to make sure people get accurate information on Islam?
I personally think if you want to get accurate information about anything, you have to go to the sources. If I'll give you an example, I will ask you actually, if you want to drive a BMW, before your dad will say, okay, we are buying BMW, let us do the test drive. And you don't have a license, you don't know how to drive. Will you drive to gauge how is BMW as a car? You don't know how to drive, or will your father drive BMW
My father.
to gauge? Obviously, he will drive. So if you will drive and you will have an accident and you doesn't know how to drive, then you cannot gauge BMW is good or bad. We can say actually Zain doesn't know how to drive, right? The problem with Islam right now is that you will see a common Muslim, maybe an ignorant Muslim, who will abuse Islam in some cases or abuse the text, and then eventually you will gauge him and through him the Islam, and you will say Islam is bad. If you want to gauge Islam, you have to gauge, just like you gauge BMW, either go to the scholar, go to the person who is knowledgeable, or go to the text. Just like for BMW, go to the manual. Similarly, go to the text, Quran, Hadith, sayings of Prophet, and gauge the religion. Because if you're going to see the random person following the religion, he might be an abusive person. So he will abuse the text, because text have flexibility, it can be abused also. And that's a very wrong way to gauge the religion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for your time. And
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
a
you for
lot.
your time.